नमस्ते। 1910 में बॉम्बे के एक थिएटर में एक युवक ने लाइफ ऑफ क्राइस्ट देखी और जब ये अंग्रेज़ी फिल्म देख रहा था तो उसके मन में एक ही सवाल चल रहा था कि क्या मैं कभी राम की कहानी, लक्ष्मण की कहानी, महाभारत की कहानी कभी बड़े पर्दे पर देख पाऊंगा। उस युवक ने अगले ही साल लंदन का टिकट कटाया, फिल्म मेकिंग का कोर्स किया और उन्होंने 1913 में हिंदुस्तान की अपनी पहली फिल्म बनाई। वो नौजवान थे दादा साहब फाल्के और वो फिल्म थी राजा हरिश्चंद्र। सो माइथोलॉजी का जो सफ़र है, माइथोलॉजी और सिनेमा का जो सफ़र है, वो इकट्ठे शुरू हुआ। जब सिनेमा शुरू हुआ हिंदुस्तान में तो माइथोलॉजिकल जॉनर का अपने आप ही जन्म हो गया। Depiction of God, mythological objects, characters, values are not at all exotic for us, but ये हमारे रोज़मर्रा के जीवन में बहुत ही अच्छे से उतरे हुए हैं। तो जब हमारा कैरेक्टर जब दुख में होता है और एकदम से पलटकर भजन गाने लगता है तो हमें अटपटा नहीं लगता या अगर वो कव्वाली गाने लगता है तो भी हमें अटपटा नहीं लगता, या अगर वो भगवान के साथ कॉन्वर्जेशन करता है तो भी हमें गलत नहीं लगता, क्योंकि ये सब हमारे कल्चर का बहुत ही एक इंटीग्रल हिस्सा बन चुके हैं। और अगर सलमान खान कोई कैरेक्टर बनाते हैं जिसमें कि कोई लड़की, पाकिस्तानी लड़की को उन्हें अपने घर छोड़ना होता है तो हम उस कैरेक्टर को बजरंगी बुलाते हैं, या अगर शाहरुख खान कोई फिल्म बनाते हैं तो उसमें विलन का नाम वो रख देते हैं रावण। सो टुडे वी विल टॉक अबाउट माइथोलॉजी एंड सिनेमा and we have a very special guest with us today. This guest needs no introduction, लेकिन कहते हैं कि कुछ चीज़ें हैं जो आपको करनी पड़ती हैं। So एक formal introduction मुझे देना पड़ेगा। We have with us the immensely popular and my most favorite, Mr. Devdutt Pattanayak. Please welcome Mr. Devdutt Pattanayak. Hello, sir.
Hi.
Namaste. Thank you so much for taking out time today for us.
Thank you for calling me.
Not at all. So today we will take your help in understanding mythology और हिंदी सिनेमा और mythology और सिनेमा in general, वो कितने ज़्यादा आपस में जुड़े हुए हैं, उनका इन्फ्लुएंस, mythology का इन्फ्लुएंस सिनेमा में कितना है।
तो पहले ये समझते हैं माइथोलॉजी का मतलब क्या है। लेट्स जस्ट अंडरस्टैंड दैट, इट्स ऑलवेज बेटर। तो माइथोलॉजी का मतलब है आख्यान। इन हिंदी द वर्ड इज आख्यान, बट इट इज बेसिकली द हाउ पीपल इमेजिन द वर्ल्ड। दोनों का दुनिया का देखने का एक दृष्टिकोण होता है। फॉर एग्जाम्पल, सम पीपल बिलीव देयर इज जस्टिस इन द वर्ल्ड, न्याय है जी। वो सच है या झूठ है, या कुछ लोगों का सच है। सम पीपल विश्वास करते हैं कि दुनिया में न्याय है, संस्कृति में न्याय है। सो दैट इज ए मिथिक पर्सपेक्टिव जी। या किसी के पास बोलेंगे कि नहीं, वी आर ऑल इक्वल, ऑल ह्यूमन बीइंग्स आर इक्वल। अभी नेचर, इफ यू लुक एट नेचर, एनिमल्स आर नॉट इक्वल। देयर आर डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ एनिमल्स, देयर इज डाइवर्सिटी, देयर इज हायरार्की, देयर इज अ पेकिंग ऑर्डर, देयर इज फूड चेन। तो कहीं पे इक्वालिटी नहीं दिखाई देता है। लेकिन मनुष्य कहता है नहीं, हमारे समाज में इक्वालिटी है। द वर्ल्ड इज, वी आर ऑल इक्वल, वी आर बोर्न इक्वल। दैट्स अगेन अ मिथ। It's not real, but we believe it because that will create a good society. Right. So some people believe in gods. So देवी देवताओं में कोई विश्वास करता है, कोई पुनर्जन्म में विश्वास करता है। Some people believe in rebirth. Some people believe in God. Some people believe in devil. Some people believe in Buddha. So you have different kinds of belief systems. Some believe in Christ. So this is the belief systems. और वो क्या होता है? वो express होता है through stories, symbols, and rituals. Right. So the key portion of mythology is expression. जी. So one of the most popular expressions is ritual. And when we talk about ritual, जो मंदिर में जाना या चर्च में जाना या विहारों में जाना, चैत्य में जाना, worshipping God, it's this performance which is there. यहीं से नाट्य शास्त्र का शुरुआत हुआ है. So what we call theatre begins in ritual performances across the world. Okay. Around the world, theatre is very closely related to ritual. तो रिचुअल जो कर्म कांड होता है, जो रिचुअल होता है, वो बहुत थिएट्रिकल होता है। You dress up in a particular way, you go in a particular way, you perform in a particular way.
Right.
So the earliest itihasas are found as part of ritual performances around the world.
Okay.
And from that, the mysteries they were called earlier, they were called mysteries. तो अगर आप देखो चर्च में भी जाओ तो एक परफॉर्मेंस होता है, संडे के दिन लोग जाएंगे, एक कपड़े पहनेंगे एक पर्टिकुलर वे में, they'll say now Jesus has come, this the whole performance is taking place, and you don't know when the performance and the reality mingle. So when we have movies coming, naturally mythological stories were part of theater, they were part of song, they were part of dance. And they become part. Previously, people didn't separate religious and non-religious. This division is only 100, 200 years old. इसके पहले कोई divide नहीं करता था. ये secular religion divide is less than 200 years old. पहले के ज़माने में no. Remember when you think of Cambridge and Oxford, when their original document was written, they wrote King Arthur had established it. King Arthur is a mythological figure. Merlin the magician. They were all real figures. This separation is all happens only in the last 100 years. So this what we call mythology as a subject emerged when history as a subject emerged, and both emerged only in the 19th century. So if you and I lived 200 years ago, हमने ये separation करना ही नहीं था. हमारे लिए सब history होता था. So all things are historical.
Right. Oh, nice. Okay. And
that is what it is. So when people tell me mythology history है, तो मैं बोलता अभी तक आप 200 साल पुराने हो. You have not moved on to the 21st century.
तो सिनेमा में अब वहाँ आते हैं, इसको और नैरो करें अगर, तो सिनेमा और माइथोलॉजी में आप क्या कनेक्शन देखते हैं, इन्फ्लुएंसेस देखते हैं?
तो देखिए सिनेमा इज अ वेरी पावरफुल मीडियम ऑफ कम्युनिकेशन. तो और मिथोलॉजी इज अबाउट कम्युनिकेशन, और बट वी आर कम्युनिकेटिंग मेटाफिजिकल थिंग्स, नॉट फिजिकल थिंग्स. मेटाफिजिकल जी, कि एक भगवान है, गॉड इज देयर. सो व्हेन यू रीड फॉर एग्जांपल, जैसे आपने मेंशन किया, द फर्स्ट फिल्म दैट दादा साहब फाल्के saw was Jesus Christ के ऊपर फिल्म जी. Now Christ film is a mythological film, son जी. of God, you know, who will save you from the sin. Which sin are you talking about? Original sin. या टीवी पे अगर आप शो देखो तो there is especially American shows are obsessed with demons, vampires, zombie. ये सब इनके सब mythological roots हैं. Good and bad, some of devil, some of the best TV shows आते हैं तो devil का बेटा होता है. Omen, the very famous Omen, Exorcist. All these presuppose a metaphysical reality of God, right? Devil, all these things. So these are all mythological stories that you find in Hollywood, for example. In Bollywood, you will find Ramayana, Mahabharat-based, Krishna-based stories. So depending on the locality, for example, now you are visiting Southeast Asia. वहाँ की जो mythology होगा वो अलग होगा. Correct. It will be based on local traditions. They will not connect with non-local traditions. Japanese, if you see some of the Japanese fantasy stories, anime is very strongly influenced by mythological things. Like for example, recently I wrote an article on the nine-tailed fox, which is found in China and Japan. और वो all the young kids told me, अरे ये तो नारुतो में है. And Naruto was something I'm not familiar with. I knew it as an anime character, but suddenly I realized most people knew of a Japanese mythological character because of anime. In many ways, like for example, somewhere the world of fantasy and the world of mythology and the world of metaphysics सब साथ में आते हैं. And film allows you to do it because you can do special effects, you can do CG, you can show people flying in the air, which you can't do in theater so much. That's right. Which you can do very well with cinema. So I think cinema is a great medium for presenting mythological ideas. Right. And we can easily say that it's not just in Hindi cinema, but we also see mythological stories and characters in Hollywood as well. Yes, yes. And recently Iran tried to, they did a film on the life of the Prophet Muhammad. And that came for a lot of criticism because the problem in Islam is that they don't allow you to show the face of the Prophet. That's right. Only the Prophet. But there have been images made in ancient time, not ancient time, in Safavid dynasty, where there would be images where he would be covered with a veil and would have fire around him. So there are images of the Prophet, but they will never show the face. In fact, there are earlier images in the 13th century where there are images which show the face of the Prophet. So this idea also is a very recent one. It's not like thousands of years ago people didn't allow faces to be shown. It's not correct.
Oh really?
न्यू आइडिया जो सबको लगता है कि ये 1000 years old है, ऐसा कुछ. There are,
अच्छा.
you see, that's the problem. People don't like study of history because history पोल खोल देता है. Because history आप पढ़ते हो तो सब कुछ निकल आता है. There are images of Prophet Muhammad with his face. There are faces with him covered with a veil. You see this 13th century के बाद कैसे shift होने लगता है और धीरे-धीरे अभी very puritanical, not to show anything at all. तो अभी वो आ गया है. अभी तो violence पहुंच गए हैं लोग. So these are all new stories which keep coming in history.
Right.
So
And of course then they come into cinema as well.
So Japanese, Chinese, Iranian, Arab stories around the world, and they may not use jinn. The concept of jinn is a very important concept. जो अलादीन का जो genie है, it comes from Islamic mythology. The concept of jinn. So it comes from this concept of jinn, and jinn is a very important concept in Islamic mythology.
Correct.
So mythology is everywhere. There is no human being without mythology.
That's
if somebody tells me they I don't believe in mythology, I say, you believe in justice? And they say, yes, we believe in justice. Justice तो myth हो गया ना. सच्चाई थोड़ी ना है.
And like you rightly said, people don't want to accept कि ये mythology है. वो इतना है उनको वो
superiority है ना. It's our ego that I am better than others. I'm atheist. I'm secular. I'm Hindutva. वो Brahmin. I'm Christian. These are it is our ego which is desperately hungry for food and want to nourish it with all these stupid ideas.
ठीक है, तो ये तो हो गई वर्ल्ड सिनेमा की बात, ईरान की बात और जापानीज सिनेमा की बात. हिंदुस्तान के सिनेमा की बात करते हैं. तो यहाँ पे आपको माइथोलॉजी में इन्फ्लुएंस, हमारे माइथोलॉजिकल वैल्यूज, कैरेक्टर्स दिखते हैं?
हाँ, तो देखिए, जब हम मिथोलॉजी की बात करते हैं तो 2-3 स्टाइल में हम देख सकते हैं. वन इज लिटरल, मतलब वो जो माइथोलॉजिकल स्टोरी है उसी को दिखाना. जी. सो फॉर एग्जांपल आई थिंक द ओनली फिल्म दैट महात्मा गांधी सॉ वाज राम राज्य. written Ram Rajya, जो film था, that it's the only film that Mahatma Gandhi is supposed to have seen.
Right.
So, but now that's a pure mythological film. पूरा mythology का story उसको depict किया है television के ऊपर.
Correct.
Then there are based on folklore, जैसे there will be Nagin की जो stories हैं. This is not really mythological stories, but it's part of Indian folklore.
Yeah.
जहाँ नाग होता है, so there's folklore.
Right.
The another way of seeing it is that mythological idea is presented. There is a mythological idea. Let's say Punarjan. That's a mythological thematic. Theme होता है. और जैसे Exorcist film है. That's not really a mythological film, but it's a mythological theme. That there is a devil, there are devils in the world.
Right.
तो एक alternate reality को real बनाते हैं. So this is the third. And the fourth version is really more subtle. It's very subtle. For example, what I call structural, you can call it structural, कि जैसे Indian stories don't care so much about the plot.
जी.
There is no concept of the plot. आपको पता है in the end what is going to happen. So there's no big deal about it. What you enjoy is the process, the drama, the color. So it's like, so the structural is a very Indian way of looking at life. That there is no climax. जिंदगी में climax नहीं होता. There is no end. Every scene, you can walk out of the theater anytime, you can walk into the theater anytime. The stories continue. कोई शुरुआत नहीं. Now this is a far more structural understanding.
So जिसको हम कह सकते हैं कि hero, villain, victim sort of a structure.
Yeah, so you need कि वो हमेशा एक hero होगा, एक villain होगा, and he will behave exactly the same way. It is like going to a street theater. You enter anytime, you leave anytime. There is no beginning and end necessary. See, when you read the Bible, for example, there's a very clear beginning, there is an end. Genesis है और फिर end होता है apocalypse के साथ. शुरुआत और end. So there's a creation of the world, and in the end, there is Qayamat. There's a day of judgment. तो ये structure India में नहीं है. Indian stories don't have such a beginning. Although nowadays people try to tell Ramayana and Mahabharata with a beginning and an end, this is not the traditional model. In a traditional model, they will just tell you any story from the Ramayana and Mahabharata, and over time the jigsaw puzzle will come together. And story के अंदर story होता है. For example, read the Mahabharata itself, उसके अंदर रामायण होता है. तो Yudhishthir is told the story of Ram. There is a story where Yudhishthir is hearing Ram's story. So from Mahabharata you enter Ramayana. So this kind of storytelling, this is what I call the structural storytelling, is there in India a lot. So that structure is a very important thing in India. So Bollywood masala film जिसको हम कहते हैं is a very Indian structure. It doesn't make sense in China. it doesn't make sense in Hollywood. Hollywood needs a beginning and an end. Japanese storytelling doesn't care for beginning and an end. Is
really?
Constantly looking. Yeah, it doesn't care. It's there nowadays because that's become the necessity. When you pitch a story to Netflix, give us a story at the beginning and at the end. While if you look carefully at Chinese cinema and you look at Japanese cinema, they will focus more on nuances and subtleties. तो वो texture of the art, of the movement, उसके ऊपर बहुत ध्यान देते हैं. It was a little, it's almost इतना detail होता है उसमें, which Indians won't care for. Indians won't bother with that. Indians want quickly मजा दे दो मसाला की जैसे. It's like a fiery masala. It's like you eat. Give me something sweet. Give me something sour. Then immediately give me something. It's like a thali that you're eating.
जी.
So
तो जब
it's a
मैंने
very different way.
जी, तो जब मैं महाभारत, रामायण और इन सबको सारी ये माइथोलॉजिकल स्टोरीज भी देखती हूँ तो उसमें ना बहुत मुझे डिस्टिंक्ट वो हीरो विलन वाली बात भी दिखती है. राम एकदम सही, रावण एकदम गलत. तो क्या is a depiction of mythology in cinema correctly done, or are mythologies also, have they shown these characters so black and white?
So this is classically the westernization of India, because we are told that there should be a hero and a villain, but in the traditional Indian stories would always talk about it is never about good and bad, black and white. It is about incompleteness and completeness.
जी.
So it's a very different way of looking at stories. So adhurapan and incompleteness, something which is broken or something which is not complete. So when you see Ram is not good. Ram is complete. Krishna is not good. He is complete. So it's a very different way of looking at the world. The Western model is black, white, khatta, meetha. While the Indian model is sampurna masala. Or एक तरफ chili. So that's the difference. All the masalas of the world, if you put in one place, other than the relationship of that masala with individual masalas, like a cumin or a ginger so you have to look at it differently. So everybody brings a flavor into the story. Some are strong, some are hard, none of the flavors are good or bad. Depending on the situation, the flavor is good. So you have to decide that. And God is all the flavors. So he can take any form.
Right.
So Ram understands all the flavors. He understands कि अरे ये तो ginger है, ये तो garlic है, अरे ये तो पुदीना है, ये तो क्या बोलते हैं cinnamon है.
जी.
तो अभी cinnamon बोलेगा कि why do you love potatoes more than me? Because I can't eat cinnamon का भाजी ना. I can only eat potato का भाजी. So this understanding is very different. It's a very different way of looking. But that model is unfortunately dying because we want heroes and villains. This is a very, as I said, very strongly influenced by the Western model, which valorizes the hero and the Christ and the devil. This division is a very Christian division. Shaitan, Paigambar of Shaitan. So this division is a very strong storytelling tradition which has come. You don't really see Shaitan in Hindu mythology. There is no Shaitan. It's one of the reasons why when Dracula films are made in Hindi, they look funny. उसको concept ही नहीं है हमारे यहाँ, तो समझ में नहीं आता. अभी वो crucifix दिखाते हैं लोग. And you do a Hindi film, now either you show him a Christian family, तो crucifix है. But if it's not a Hindu family, it's a Buddhist family, what will they show? If there's a Hindu family, what will they show? Jain family क्या दिखाएगा? But there's no concept of begone devil. ये concept ही नहीं है. In Buddhism, Jainism, Hinduism. So they don't have anything to show. What you will have is limbu or mirchi. No, you can't wave limbu and mirchi in front of garlic जो होता है, garlic. But in that, आप जो देवी को now limbu and garlic is also given to a goddess. देवी को चढ़ाते हैं उसको.
Correct.
So now Devi is now you'll see when it's a very famous and unfortunate story which comes from Hollywood when Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom was done. Steven Spielberg, had a very horrible depiction of Hindus and India. It was it's called Temple of Doom, where Hindus were shown Kali, the goddess of blood. And was saying, but it is in Sanskrit, if you read, it's called Rakta Vilasini, goddess of blood. But in English, में ठीक नहीं सुनाई देता है.
Correct.
So the problem is, yes, goddess of blood, but she is not the devil, because that is your view. For us, Kali. So even now the feminists in the Europe will say feminism is Kali, but we'll say no, but Lakshmi is also feminism. Saraswati
right.
is also feminism. But the West won't see Lakshmi as feminism. Because they will say, अरे वो तो विष्णु के पैर दबा रही है. They don't get it. You know, they
Correct.
will not see the बाल खुले हुए हैं. जब बाल खुले होते हैं, she is independent and autonomous. So
Oh,
ये
really?
सब little concepts are not there. Yeah, open hair. I can see your hair is also open. So, but no, that is a technicality. And
Yeah.
only when the goddess, since you're Maharashtrian, right?
I'm Rajput.
Oh, you're Rajput. Sorry.
No.
So if you go, I don't know if you see. I don't know why. Mayuri is a very Marathi name, by the way.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, it's a very popular Marathi name. So, with the goddess Veni, you give flowers to tie her hair. It means I am asking you to voluntarily domesticate yourself for my benefit. Because वो देवी का वो जो पूरा रूप होता है वो महादेवी रूप वो बहुत डरावना लगता है. It's very frightening. What I said, her infinite form is very frightening, so we want her to be finite. So this, infinite and finite is a concept which is an Indian concept. You don't find this in Islam, you don't find this in Christianity, you don't find this in Judaism. And unfortunately, most global culture comes used with the basis of these three religions. So their mythic structure, with a beginning and an end, a hero and a villain, as now adopted by all of us. So अभी हम रामायण महाभारत भी बोलेंगे, अच्छा beginning बोलो, end बोलो.
End बोलिए, हाँ.
Hero बोलो, villain बोलो.
Correct.
Let's make Arjun the hero. And let's make Ram the hero. Ram is not hero, he's avatar. Avatar or hero अलग है. So very different concept. Hero in fact is a Greek concept.
Right.
Wherein it's not an Indian concept at all. Nayak word is used, but Nayak as a concept in Natya Shastra means someone who has got no flaws. You cannot have a grey zone. जैसे वो hero का एक journey होता है. He has to go through transformation. I work with a lot of these channels, TV channels, and they keep telling me, sir, Ram का transformation क्या है? And I said, वो भगवान है, भगवान में transformation नहीं होता है.
Hero's journey. They're looking for hero's journey.
Looking for a hero's journey.
Yeah.
So that's why Ramayans the recent Ramayans on television look very strange. They look very bizarre. Even Krishna is always smiling like a psychopath. Constantly smiling. And I'm like, oh my God, looks so psychopathic. But people love him. I guess we love psychopaths nowadays.
Also, what I see is Nyay and Dharm also are very big themes in our cinema. और बहुत बार उनको गलत तरीके से इंटरप्रेट किया जाता है इन द सेंस कि दोनों को एक ही माना जाता है, न्याय एंड धर्म. प्लीज
धर्म इज यूज्ड फॉर religion, dharma is used for justice. Well, dharma is a catch-all phrase. And just nyay, original meaning of the word nyay in Sanskrit means rational thought. That is the original meaning of the word nyay. Rational thought. That's all it means.
Right.
And now nyay has come to mean justice. Now justice as a concept comes into India. This whole idea of God as a judge, God who judges you, Qayamat ka concept is an Islamic concept, is a Christian concept, it's not a Hindu concept. So God is not a judge. Raja's job is not about justice, but to ensure that everybody's property is respected. Because Raja जब नहीं होता तो अराजकता हो जाता है. So he looks at life very differently.
Right.
Now this idea of right and wrong, justice, injustice is not there in Indian thought really. Dharma is do the strong, take care of the weak. That is the concept. Do the strong, take care of the weak. So in any situation, they will see who is strong, who is weak, and will say, "Arey, why are you treating the weak person badly?" So in the Mahabharata, for example, 100 brothers are treating 5 brothers badly.
That's right.
So that is how you see the Mahabharata, not who is right and who is wrong.
Ji.
Arjun is not fighting for justice. He is like, Bhaiya, mera jameen, how will I survive? If my land you are taken away. It is not that it's right or wrong. You are being cruel. You are taking away my livelihood. So it's not about right and wrong. It is about, that's why Krishna goes and negotiates. He says, 5 gaon de do. So it is about, Sita is weak and Ravan is strong. And he is trapped her and she's like, I don't want to be in this house. Said, let me go.
Yeah.
And Ravana says, many. So this is adharma. So when Ram is, for example, throws Sita out. Now you'll say right or wrong. It is not right. That is why Sita wins the battle against Ram. Sita's two sons fight a war and the whole Ayodhya army gets defeated. So that means Dharma has come on her side. That is how Dharma is being explained, not from right. What did Ram do, right or wrong? That's not the thing. Who is strong in the relationship? Who should take care of who? She's a single pregnant woman. You're throwing her in the jungle. You think that is right? No man in their right mind will think it is right.
Correct.
But people twist stories. They don't get Dharma. Dharma just means that. So that is why her children are so powerful. Her two sons are able to fight the entire. Even Hanuman is defeated and everybody is defeated. Why? Because भैया तुमने गलत किया है. But it's not गलत. Again, when I'm saying गलत is who is strong, who is weak, who protects who. So it is not to be seen as did you follow the law. There is no law in Dharma. There is only relationships. Right. Who is strong? Matra. Who is strong and weak? Is it helping society? Is it enabling society? Are you doing it for the betterment of society? So that is the question that will be asked. The Raja will continuously say, "Acha, ye action." There is no law. He is going to see who is strong, who is weak, who is helping the weak, who is helping the strong. To determine in the relationship who is strong and weak. So that's a complicated thing. It's very difficult, especially if both are rich people come in front of him. Then he'll look at it and say, okay, let's look at the larger narrative. Who are you helping? How many people are you helping? So that's a very different approach to justice, which we don't understand.
Ji. So the other theme that we see very strongly in Hindi cinema कि जब भी रोमांस की बात होती है या प्यार की बात होती है तो हमेशा राधा और कृष्ण बस इनको ही बहुत सुप्रीम उनका प्यार रखा जाता है. Why is it so? Why just Radha Krishna? I'm not saying all the films, but most of the films, most of the songs are about them. So why?
They never get married. Now ये बोल दो बच्चों को कि I always tell people when you say Sita, it is Mrs. Ram. But when you say Radha, you don't say Mrs. Krishna.
Correct.
Radha is an independent tantric goddess, and she does not have any. In fact, when you read the Radha Tantra, Radha Tantra is a very famous Vaishnav tantric manuscript, which says that Radha comes to earth in order to teach Krishna how to be God.
Oh.
Yeah, so that Radha Tantra. So I think that has captured the imagination of people. But also the songs are interesting. Na? Radha ka pyar raha aadha.
Correct.
So I think that unrequited love is something that people like Romeo and Juliet, Laila, Majnu, जहाँ पे प्यार पूरा नहीं होता, वो छिप छिप के मिलना पड़ता है, रात में मिलेंगे, दिन में नहीं मिलेंगे, so that the clandestine nature of it makes it highly erotic and powerful. So I think that is what makes Radha Krishna. Sita Ram का तो शादीशुदा है, Shiva and Parvati look like a wild man marrying a princess. So वो there is not this kind of a tension कि रात के समय खड़े रहियो. That whole thing, खड़े रहियो, wait for me, I'm coming at night. There's so much of drama, so much of romance, and in India most people have arranged marriages. तो वो उनकी जिंदगी में कभी नहीं हुआ ना. तो क्या करेंगे बेचारे. टीवी में Bollywood sort of helps them experience things they have never experienced in their life. रात के समय शायद कभी हस्बैंड के साथ बाहर जाएंगे when the mother-in-law is not watching. चलो, the great drama would be, जो साड़ी पहनने वाली बहू है वो जीन्स पहन के बाहर जाती है. That would be the great adventure.
Right. तो इस वजह से सोचते हैं कि भाई राधा कृष्ण को एकदम जो है epitome of love बना दिया जाए. Because there's so much romance around it.
There are many forms of love in Indian storytelling. Most popular is I think this whole idea of secretly meeting your beloved. Right. It's a very powerful idea across the world. जी. फिर एक और माइथोलॉजिकल कॉन्सेप्ट जो बहुत ज़्यादा प्यारा है बॉलीवुड को, विच इज़ पुनर्जन्म. राइट, वी हैव कर्ज विच इज़ मेड ऑन दिस थीम, मधुमती, ओम शांति ओम, बहुत सारी फिल्में और सारी सुपरहिट. लाइक पीपल लव इट. राइट, बट एक और चीज़ उसमें ये भी होती है कि हर बार जो पुनर्जन्म होता है वो रिवेंज के लिए होता है, बदला लेने के लिए. फिर से वापस करण अर्जुन आ गए,
ऋषि कपूर वापस आ गए, you know. So tell us about this Punarjanm concept in mythology.
You know, you'll be surprised that this is not based on Indian mythology. This is based on a Hollywood film called Reincarnation of Peter Prod.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so Google this film, Reincarnation of Peter Prod. It's slightly adult film.
Okay.
It's a bada explicit film, hai. But it is about revenge, and that became Curse. And that became, in those days, in 1980s, Bollywood would take a lot of ideas from Hollywood. If you remember, many of the music of ABBA and all was, you know, taken by Indian musicians and made into Indian songs. So we were influenced by these stories. So this reincarnation for revenge is, although reincarnation connects with Indians as a cultural concept, the story which you are talking about comes from where it is Adbhut. Oh my God, this has happened.
Right. But reincarnation is unique to us or not?
It's part of Buddhism, Jainism, Hinduism. 3 religions have reincarnation. What is called the dharmic religions by NRIs is, it's not a word which is used in India, but it's very popular in the NRI community. They keep using dharmic word. It means rebirth religions. जहाँ पे rebirth होता है, उसको हम rebirth. Karmic religions, they're actually karmic religions, karma ke upar, and it is really karma cycle. So it's not, you know, and there are Jain stories which follow this model, where you killed a tiger and next life you're born as a tiger. Lots of Jain stories. Jain stories are very clearly that Punarjanm ka story where there's revenge, there is, you go and meet the members of your former life. It's an old Vedic concept also. In the old Vedic, the earliest Vedic scriptures, they believed that when you die, you go to the land of the dead, Pitralok, and then you come back into the family. Oh. Same family will come back. There was not an elaborate karma system, but बस इतना ही था, मरने के बाद आप पितृलोक जाते हो और पितृलोक के बाद वापस after 3-4 generations you come back to the society. जो जब तक तुम वहाँ पे हो, हम आपको खाना देंगे through श्राद्ध, और उसके बाद आपका जन्म यहाँ हो जाता है. Then you don't need that.
And is there any number given to these janm? कि कितने जन्म होंगे? 3.
Oh, that's so the concepts keep changing. So now, if you hear, especially among Sikhs and even Jains, I've heard these things. 84 लाख के बाद 84 लाख योनियों से मनुष्य जन्म होता है. That's a way of saying that your human life is a special one. You should not take it literally. This is taken metaphorically. Metaphor कि भैया बहुत मुश्किल से तुम्हें human body मिला है, take full advantage. Because you can't get a human body again, so you should take full advantage of your being human.
That's right. तो एक तो ये पुनर्जन्म का कॉन्सेप्ट जो बहुत ज़्यादा पसंद है सिनेमा में, हिंदी सिनेमा में, एक और बहुत ही इंटरेस्टिंग, तो बहुत ही ज़्यादा इंटरेस्टिंग लगता है मुझे, विच इज़ इच्छाधारी नागिन, नागमणि एंड ये सारी फिल्म्स भी इतनी हिट होती हैं. अच्छा, हमें सांप से हमारा बहुत फिक्सेशन है, राइट? शेष नाग पे विष्णु जी हैं, शिव जी के गले पे हैं. तो प्लीज टेल अस मोर अबाउट दैट.
So Nag is there. So, for example, in Jainism you have Parshvanath. In Buddhism you have got the Vasuki coming and supporting. So Nag and Nag Lok, this world under the earth, जहाँ पे नाग रहते हैं, नागमणि होता है, नागमणि से problem solve हो जाते हैं. So Ramayana there's nags. In Mahabharata there are nags. So Meghnad की पत्नी Sulochana is a nag. Mahabharata में, yeah, so then Mahabharata mein Ulupi is a Nag. So Nag plays a very important role. People believe it was a tribal community in ancient India, Nag. So if you go to Tulu Nadu, there is Nagamandala performances. South India mein bahut Nagamandal hota hai. Groves. So snake is a very, it's there in Southeast Asia also. Nags slowly become dragons.
That's right.
When you go to China, they become dragons. So वही जो नाग का concept है वो dragon बन जाता है by the time you go towards China. तो ये concept is associated with rain. They are associated with rain. They are associated with fertility, and therefore they are very much part of a cultural connect with India. And Ichha, this whole idea of magic, and they were considered these magical beings.
Right.
So you find Buddhist stories, you find Jain stories, and it's very much this Nag is a very Indian concept, very very strong Indian concept.
Yeah. And why are they given so much importance? Why not any other creature? Why Nag?
I think that the snakes can, because they can slow their skin, they slough their skin. They were thought that they had the power of regeneration. They never die. They're always alive because they can give away the old skin and have new skin. So unko Sanjeevani Vidya unke paas hai, the ability to not die. So they're always alive. So they're associated with Amrit.
Oh, okay.
So this like जो phoenix का concept होता है वो concept इनके साथ जुड़ा हुआ है phoenix के साथ.
अच्छा.
So they are always so phoenix dies and comes back to life. So the snake also comes, dies, and so I think humans we like this idea of someone who comes back to life. It's very powerful. We like Dracula is very famous because he lives forever.
Right.
Now this recently there was a Netflix big film Old Guard about these people who never die. हमेशा जिंदगी जिंदा रहते हैं. The one day they drop dead. So I think immortality is a very important theme for humans, and that comes across in our story.
That's right. That's right. फिर आते हैं भूत, प्रेत, आत्मा, इन सब जीवों के बारे में चर्चा करने. इनसे भी बहुत फिक्सेशन रहा है सिनेमा का. ना जाने कितनी फिल्में बनी हैं. Again, भूत is always associated with a lot of negativity. Does a mythology actually represent them like that? They're like bad creatures trying to kill you?
See, depends on what kind of film you're making. A horror film, then bhoot becomes frightening. Bhoot pisach nikat nahi aave. That's a famous line from the Hanuman Chalisa. So, the ghost is across the world. What happens after death? We are all wondering कि होता क्या है जो मरे हुए हैं. तो शिव जी के भूतगण होते हैं, तो भूतगण होते हैं. So this whole idea of spirits. So if you can have a body without the spirit, which is your dead body, can you have a spirit without the body? And that's the concept. So there is a separation. तो spirit बन गया भूत. So भूत वो होता है जो भूतकाल में अटका हुआ है. So it doesn't want to go to the next life. और जो पिशाच होता है is he feeds on the bhoot. And then there is Pretatma, who is trapped between the living and the dead world. He wants to go to the next world, but he can't go. So
and why is that?
Because somebody has not done his Shraddh. So इसलिए वो सर्व पितृ एकादशी होता है. When you do this Shraddh for everyone, when somebody dies in a foreign land, somebody dies in an accident, and nobody knows he's dead. In the old days, remember, somebody goes traveling or he got killed. You don't know. तो वो तड़पता रहता है कि I cannot go to the land of the dead, so please perform all the rituals for me. So these become stories, like stories happening. Even you find this across the world. As in Greek mythology, there is a story of this woman whose husband goes to the Trojan War, and he's the first man to be killed in the Trojan War, and his ghost comes and talks to her at night and says that I have died, and nobody has given me a cremation. तो वो तड़प के रोने लगता है. So you have these stories which are there in Greek mythology.
Bikram or Betal?
Bikram or Betal, again the Betal is trapped between the land of the dead, and because they don't have physical things, they have magical powers. By the way, Bikram and Betal inspires the concept of Suleiman and Jinn in Islamic world.
Oh really? So, please tell us more about that.
So Allah's connection is with Jinn and with Bikram and Betal. So because they're all powerful beings. If जिसका एक master होता है, if you control them, this whole idea of प्रेत को अगर आप bottle में रख दो, and I don't know if you've seen a Malayali film called छोटा चेतन, जहाँ पे वो bottle में डालता है और पकड़ता है so that he can control him. That's exactly what Aladdin's lamp is all about.
That's
so
right.
You realize that these stories of tantra, कि तंत्र से मैं तुम्हारा, all the tantrics would go to the dead crematorium, और जहाँ पे भूत होते हैं, और वहाँ पे वो ऐसे करके they would catch the bhoot and put him in a bottle and make him do things which a human being can't do because they have so much power. So, but they don't have brains, so they will be controlled by these sorcerers.
Oh, they don't have brains.
Because अगर brain होता तो वो human हो जाते ना. अब brain comes with a body. When you don't have a body, you don't have brain. So when you don't have a brain, you have all the power in the world, but you don't have a direction. You need आपको पता नहीं front side क्या है, back side क्या है, because body tells you what is front and what is back. अगर आपके पास body नहीं होगा तो आपको ना front पता चलेगा ना back पता चलेगा, आप कहीं पे भी घूमते रहोगे.
इसलिए वो भटकते हैं, इसलिए शायद कहते हैं कि वो भटकते हैं.
आपको पकड़ लिया अभी. I will catch it and then tell you to go in a particular direction. Remember, we don't realize what the body gives you a sense of direction. It tells you what is above, what is below. If you didn't have a body, you don't have above, below, you don't have direction. So you don't have identity. You're Mayuri because of your body, right? If your body is not there, who are you? Your body, you have memories, but your memories start to fade away. Because everything is linked to your body. So the ghosts represent that in Indian philosophy. But India में वो आप उसको आत्मा शांति करते हो, आप भगाते नहीं हो. They won't call them they are evil. We will say आत्मा शांति करो, कि आत्मा शांति ताकि. That's why in India you don't say. I mean nowadays everybody says rest in peace.
जी.
But rest in peace is a Western idea where you rest in purgatory till it is time for Qayamat, day of judgment.
Oh.
एक ही जिंदगी होती है. There's no rebirth. But
Right.
in rebirth, you can't rest in peace. You have to keep moving. आगे बढ़ो. Next
बिल्कुल.
life. Next life. Next life. So you can't rest in peace. Move in peace.
Transition in peace.
ट्रांजिशन इन पीस. इधर से उधर, यहाँ नहीं रुकने का. दैट इज व्हाई पितरों को हम ऐसे खाना खिलाते हैं, नॉट टुवर्ड्स योर हार्ट बट अवे फ्रॉम योर बॉडी. आई विल फीड यू बट डोंट कम इनटू माय लाइफ, प्लीज गो अवे. And I don't know if you have ever observed in India when the rituals, dead rituals are performed, the dead body is never addressed by name. The Brahmin will say body, shav. He will never say aapki maa, aapke pita, because that body is dead. It's just shell. So you will not treat it with respect. You will like just enough respect because you have memories with it, but they'll say it's ashubh hai, isko nikalo yahan se. Which is very different from the Western style where the body is embalmed, entombed, dressed beautifully.
Right.
India में नहीं, like उसको जला दो, उसको पानी में डाल दो. Within 24 hours, the body has to be disposed of in India. But now, if you're in European countries, the body is kept 50 days, 60 days in the. And the whole idea of ghosts come because they're buried, na. In India, they said the ghost is gone, so it cannot come back as ghosts. So they will always say ghosts are there in cemeteries. So these are, I mean, this is a whole subject by itself.
That's right. Another session on this. So coming to the last topic, there are a lot of films that are that have been made, like Chitralekha, Amrapali. ये सब बुद्धिस्ट टेक्स्ट से आई हैं. ये कहानी आधे हिस्टोरिक, आधे माइथोलॉजिकल, आधे फिक्शनल.
So they are fiction. Once they come on screen, they become fiction. But they're based on certain metaphysics. This whole idea of both of the films, if you look carefully, deal with the value of the body, tan, the body, and what is the purpose of the body? Is the purpose of the body pleasure or discipline? And they're also very gender biased. So the body is always associated with a woman, and the spirit is always associated with a man. So the Chitralekha is a dancer. They never show a sensual man. They'll always show a celibate man.
That's right.
They will never show a celibate. But there are films that challenge this. For example, there is Jogan with Nargis. Where she's a Jogan, and the desire comes from a man, which is played by, I think, Dilip Kumar.
So he is Apsara.
He's the Apsara. It's the only film where I've seen there's a reversal of the role, where she's the Jogan, and then she says, "No, I will not. I've already taken my vow. मेरे को नहीं जाना है." And the tension between them is so beautifully done.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very well done because they don't really meet ever in the whole film. It's done so beautifully. When you start realizing the story, they never really meet. They never have she never looks at him. She's never talking to him. But the love is there, and it's very beautiful. It's the only place where I've seen a man longing for a woman and yearning for a woman. It's almost Majnu ke jaise. Majnu means the one who is in love. So it's all in Laila Majnu. It is the man who is obsessed with the
woman. That's right.
Very different from Mirabai, where Mirabai is the one with Krishna. Majnu uska viparit hai.
जी.
So these stories are there which are trying to explain this concept of mind and body का जो tension है, या mind and body and spirit का tension है. These are metaphorical stories. These are not historical, definitely. They're not mythology. Mythology would be Jai Santoshi Ma, where you introduce a goddess. The goddess is present and she solves the problems. आपका problem solve करती है वो. Very much like a Superman. She comes and solves your problem. You know, Superman is really what our gods do. So देवी देवता का काम क्या है? Super villain is भूत प्रेत, and superhero is देवी देवता. Only you don't pray to them. They see it as their duty to protect humans because humans can't protect themselves. बड़े भाई हो गए. So it's a very clever way of infantilizing humans.
जी.
Infantilize ना, वो superhero picture में आप you can't take care of yourself, so I'll come and take care of you.
Right. Most of the films from the US are like that, right? America is always making these films where the world is coming to an end and America will save them.
America will save you, superhero will save you. भैया superhero की आवश्यकता नहीं है. There are beautiful Netflix shows which I don't know, Netflix or Amazon Prime somewhere, The Boys, which talk about how power corrupts and how superheroes. So nowadays stories are changing and people are asking these questions. जब आपके पास power होता है, so जैसे in Hindu mythology, Indra, who has all the power in the world, is also corrupt. and can't control. That's why you don't worship Indra. Indra may be the king of the gods, but उनकी कोई मंदिर नहीं बनाया जाता.
जी, ओ अच्छा, वो करप्ट बताए हैं.
हाँ, because he succumbed to अपना विलासपूर्ण जीवन. He can't control himself, and he is not able to be generous. He's not a generous god.
ओह, वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग. तो चित्रलेखा में ना एक बहुत ही खूबसूरत गाना है जो साहिर लुधियानवी ने लिखा है. उसमें भी जो आप बता रहे हैं ना, उसमें इतना अच्छा डिफरेंस बताया है, और एक ऑलमोस्ट लाइक अ डिबेट, राइट, वेयर मीना कुमारी इज हैविंग विद अशोक कुमार कि इस लोक में भी तुम, इस लोक को भी तुम अपना ना सके, उस लोक में भी तुम पछताओगे. फिर कहती हैं ये पाप है क्या, ये पुण्य है क्या, रीतों पर धर्म की मोहरें हैं, हर युग में बदलते धर्मों को कैसे आदर्श बनाओगे. और फिर बोलते हैं कि ये भोग भी एक तपस्या है, तुम त्याग के मारे क्या जानो, अपमान रचयिता का होगा, रचना को अगर ठुकराओगे. आई थॉट इट वाज ब्यूटिफुल.
Yeah. No, the thing is, in the end, in the film, they are clearly privileging the monastic lifestyle. See, ultimately what happens is all these stories, remember, most of the Buddhist and Jain traditions were patronized by Devadasis. लेकिन देवदासी परंपरा को तो हमने निकाल दिया. तो अभी तक है ना, लेकिन देवदासियों को हमने निकाल दिया. नाच गाना का कल्चर निकाल दिया. अभी भी बोलते हैं बॉलीवुड गांजे वाले हैं. So you know that disdain for because it's caste thing in India. Please remember, nati जो है, nut caste, the dancers and performers were seen as lower castes. जो अप्सरा गंधर्व हम देखते हैं, लेकिन धीरे धीरे हमारी जो सभ्यता है, because of puritanical nature, all performers were seen as lower castes. Singers, musicians, dancers, they were never seen as equal caste. So nut, even now when they will insult Bollywood, they will use the same puritanical languages used across the world, not just in India.
Really?
Across the world. ये तो नौटंकी वाले हैं, ये तो नाचने वाले हैं. So they are not, although the gods sing and dance, जो नटेश्वर, शिवजी हम बोलते हैं, लेकिन नाचने वाली बोलेंगे ना.
तो भोग विलास को, जी, sorry, नहीं, please
yeah,
continue.
it's a very puritanical. We privilege the celibacy over indulgence.
That's right, yeah.
And that is something that one has to be aware of in India. So that is why celibacy is associated with Sanskritization and Brahmanism. And then you will see this kind of a भोग विलास is नीचे. अभी भी हम ऐसे ही बोलेंगे, सात्विक ऊपर है, फिर राजसिक, फिर तामसिक. So you see this hierarchical from where caste emerges, not realizing कि cyclical है. Everything has a purpose and time. वो जो चक्र है, that is a very different model compared to a pyramid. So the Indian model is a chakra, but very few people discuss it, and we don't talk. कि हर चीज का एक समय होता है. There is a time to enjoy. कभी नटी बनना पड़ता है, कभी योगी बनना पड़ता है. Everything has its purpose. But वो, unfortunately, nowadays we like the other puritanical one. People like being puritanical, and we all know that everybody will behave like a puritanical. वो रावण जैसा होता है ना, वो गुरु के रूप में आता है और सीता का अपहरण करता है.
लास्ट क्वेश्चन. अभी मेरी एक फ्रेंड है, वो अमेरिकन है, तो वो मुझसे पूछ रही थी कि क्या सेशन होने वाला है. तो मैं उनसे मैं चर्चा कर रही थी, एंड आई वाज टेलिंग हर दैट, यू नो, वी गोइंग टू टॉक अबाउट reincarnation. So she's like, what's that? So I said, you know, we don't believe that the spirit dies. You know, we keep coming back, and the aim of life is to attain nirvana so that you don't come back into this life. And the question was, why don't you want to come back? So she's like, why would you not want to come back? Why is that concept?
She must be a rich person who gets food every day. If you had asked this question to a person who is starving, has been tortured, has a very bad life, they will give a very different answer. We sometimes are blind to our own privileges. We don't realize that we are very privileged. The fact that you and I are talking on this, we belong to what, 10 or 20% of humanity. Large numbers of people in this world don't have the opportunities that we have. And these songs were written by people who were facing a lot of trouble. You know, when people tell me that I don't believe in God, I said, every day you must be having food on a table.
That's right. You know, we don't realize how privileged we are when you eat even 2 meals a day. That's a great privilege. That's right.
And there are thousands and millions of people in this planet right now who don't have food, who don't have shelter, who don't have loving parents, who don't have security. You know, those things, and they are the ones for whom gods are important. तो वो देवताओं की पूजा करते हैं, वो भूत प्रेत पे। तो privilege allows us to be atheist, privilege allows us to be disbelievers, privilege allows us to be radical thinkers,
जी।
but जो साधारण मनुष्य है, जो रोज तड़पता है, who depends on the rain for his survival,
That's right.
who half the time needs the support of people around him to get a meal, उसको तो देवताएं दिखाई देते हैं, उसको शैतान दिखाई देता है, उसे परी दिखाई देते हैं, उसको they see the angels and demons and zombies around them. So see the world from their point of view, and the world is very different.
That is so true. So thank you so much once again for taking out time for us. What an interesting session. मैं आपको सच्ची बता, words are not enough to thank you for taking out time, and hope to have you again and have another interesting session, another interesting topic. Till then, namaste. है ना amazing?
Amazing.
Namaste. Bye bye. So that's it. That's the end of our session. I hope you enjoyed this enriching talk on mythology and cinema. That was Mr. Devdutt Pattanayak. Please go onto his page. Every day there are amazing posts and insight on Hindu mythology and mythology in general. तब तक हम अगले हफ्ते मिलेंगे. तब तक के लिए नमस्ते.